Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to PixelHangover.com. Ryan here with you. And once again, it's been, what, 3 months since we've done an Evolution, Trials Evolution user tracks. But, I felt that at the time, back in September when we did episode 13, that every track that I pretty much pulled up or when I did searches was kind of the same few tracks. So I wanted to give it some time. We've done that. There's been DLC. As you can see, this is the new start menu. Uh, It's Island of Pain, or I believe that's what it's called. That's the new DLC. There is even newer DLC coming, I think as early as this week, called Riders of Doom, kind of playing off the Mayan thing. So let's get to it. We have two tracks right away from user Medieval Genius, and as you can see, I was quite rusty right off the bat. But here we go. This one's called Timeline. And once again, as per usual, we'll put all of the info in the information page. So pretty much what this is we're going to go through time. So that first one was basically nothing. Now here we got the dinosaurs. This could be the Ice Age, I believe, and we got the big mammoth in background. But yeah, I like this guy's tracks. He's got, like I said, the first two are going to be from him, and he uses elements of the new DLC. I should say all of these that we have today will include something to do with the DLC. You have to have the Island of Pain or something. I can't remember what it's called exactly. Something Pain DLC. They're all 400 points. That one and the new one will be. So it's well, for what you get. You get a whole bunch of new tracks, like 40 new single-player tracks, and a bunch of new stuff, and a whole new island to mess around with in the editor. So here we are going through history. This track plays pretty well. I think it flows fairly well. There's only a couple places that I got kind of hung up on, and this being one of them, and mostly due to my stupidity. I'm very rusty when I did these. I had not played for a couple of months. But going back, it is nice to see pages and pages of new stuff that that you didn't have before. So right there, I learned just pull the trigger. Don't push forward or try to make any extra effort there. You'll get across just fine. Love the new lighting. And one thing I will say that every user of these tracks we're highlighting today do a really good job of using the audio. The audio is really well done on all these, and I think that maybe the new DLC has some new stuff, but that's one area that I think things have really improved. So here we go. This is modern society, and as you see in the background there, just for a second, there's a bomb coming. Well, I would say it's probably Armageddon, so it's probably asteroid, and there it just hit, and we're gonna get to do it again. So there it hits, and so this is afterwards. I'm gonna call this Terminator 2 area. Smack your forehead there apparently, and no issues. So yeah, just overall real fun track. And then here is, I assume after when ever watch that show when humans are gone or whatever it's called on DLC or Discovery. And I think that's what this is the world's rebuilding. For some reason, I really like this ending. This dude throws a life preserver or a life ring. Good stuff. So that's called Timeline. This one's appropriately called Nonsense with the smiley face. Hit that little green button there, you die. Learned that the hard way. Was able to avoid it on my second playthrough. So here we go. One thing I really like about this track, one of, if not the most colorful track I've ever seen. I just like, if you look at all the stuff that's happened in the background, all the effort that went into, that's bad effort right there. It clearly says stop, so slow down. I can't tell if this is supposed to be like miniature or just, I think it's just exactly what it's called, nonsense. It's just a bunch of nonsense, crazy stuff all over the place. Looks like he put like one of everything out there at some point. Lots of smiley faces, lots of sad faces, a hot dog. Pretty much everything you can imagine. So I thought it was at least, fun enough to play. It definitely flows well. Got a little bit of old school Trials feel to it. When you hit things right, it feels right. Also, as I was saying earlier, it's good to come back and see the game very healthy. I thought that was really cool. One thing I did notice, and maybe others that have the DLC, the game doesn't run as smooth as it used to. I don't know if this new DLC is really pushing this engine or pushing, what it's able to do. But boy, there are a number of cases while playing these maps or these tracks today that it really chugged along. Here's our third one, Wild Wild Trails. As always, we spell it exactly how you would have to search for it, so don't get on me about spelling or capitalization. That is exactly how you're going to need to spell it if you want to download them. I really like this one. I love the atmosphere. I love the audio. I love, in the background, there's the multiple layers. I think that's really cool. Not only in the foreground, but in the background. You see the cactus way back there. I just love the color. There's something about it that's just it's got the limbo-ish feel, right? But you're obviously much closer than something like that. But yeah, I mean, the theme being the West. What is it again? Wild Trials. So a little bit of Western-ish. I know that there's like teepees towards the end and stuff in the background. You got to catch them, and you have to really look for them. I don't know, just very atmospheric, very fun track. And just in case somebody doesn't know, these are all free. These are user tracks. There are tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of tracks. Every day you can download free stuff. And some of them are as good, if not better, than what actually comes on the game. But see, what's the beauty of it is they do have DLC. Now, the DLC is about $5 a pop. The first one and the second one will both be $5. There's TPs in the background there. But what they focus on, instead of just giving you new tracks, although they do, they also give you all these new toys, and in the case of the last one, a whole new island to mess around with. So what you get is, for $5, you get all that, which in last time I think there was a BMX bike and all that kind of stuff. But then you get just, the flood of new user content with all this new stuff. It's really awesome. All right, here we go. I did struggle a couple times on this one, but I don't know why. Macquarie Ridge, I think is what this one's called. Interesting name. Again, all the information down below in the about. This one definitely I saw some chugging along. We'll see if we can notice it here in the playback. It's enough sometimes to actually really screw up a good jump or a landing. And I like I said, I don't know if that is because of the new DLC and all the new pieces that it has to load in. If you use them, I don't know. This one, the first time I played it, I had a really fun, smooth ride, of course. The next time I played it for you guys, not so much. I think I end up doing this part a couple times. I'm just going to leave them in there because it's sometimes cool to see where you might struggle. And with Trials, you're always guaranteed a couple of fun crashes. See that little pause there? Yeah, I was watching football at the same time. And that's what happens when Adrian Peterson runs for 82 yards. I pause. And I'm very happy right about now. I do remember that. AP's a beast. That is what that pause was. That's kind of funny. And I now remember that I actually said, kind of looked to the right, even though we were recording. I didn't care. The only thing I say is the checkpoint's a little off here. Maybe it's the next one. There's one that I screw up a couple times. It might be right here. If you don't hit these just right, you can have problems. See, I'm just going to short this one, and that becomes a problem. And that's it's called reverting before there's a problem. Move the draw distance off. There's a lot that it's rendering on this engine, and while it's an impressive engine, it does at times struggle. And I think we all understand why. I really like that. The little launching. Love it. I don't love that. And those of you that have watched our previous episodes, you can go ahead and click the top left button there to go to the episode 13, and you can go through all of them. There was ones called Big Countries. Those were kind of my favorites. I love these huge jumps, big ramps, the sense of low gravity, stuff like that. I love that kind of stuff. So those kind of maps typically make it into our videos. Boom, and this is called "He's Gonna Need Some Surgery." Once in a great while, you get that where your body's actually through or underneath the bike, and all it takes is one normal little jump, and it resets you. So it's one of those games that is, I hope it continues to sell. Speaking of that, I'm gonna go ahead and just plug it right now. On the 24th of this month, Microsoft is in the middle of the 12 Days of Christmas, that kind of thing. I believe the 24th is going to be Trials Day, and what you get is Trials HD, Trials Evolution, and the Pain DLC for Trials Evolution will all be on sale. So if you're thinking about buying this game, hold off. It could be as much as 50% off. You might get this bad boy for 600 Microsoft points, and that is well worth it. That's $7.50. So much content, so much fun. If you're someone who likes leaderboards, if you're someone who likes to create something, if you're someone who likes to put a face right into a rock, it is the game for you. I assume most people that will listen to this have this game, but just in case you don't. To me, it's one of those games that, really sets a standard, especially on arcade. There's a couple of them. I'm struggling with those, obviously. Trials. The other one is Pinball FX2. That game is still coming out with DLC. They just had a whole new deal, a pack, and it's amazing how many tracks and how much support that game has gotten, but it still continues to sell. And Trials HD continues to sell. That's the first one of Trials. It's just so much fun. I think I finally get this. Boy, that took forever. But as you can see, when it does work, it's really fun. That sense of eject. You get ejected off the bottom of the ramp. And kind of an anticlimactic ending, but there we go. I love those big jumps and so forth. So that's Macquarie? I don't know. Ridge. Macquarie Ridge. Whatever. Fun map. Alright, so our last one today is simply called Hawaii. It's by Kalinius. So I love this one. It uses, I think it actually uses the new island. I can't tell if it's just new coloring or if he's using the new island. I think it is using the new island. When I played it, it actually had to load the world, not just the assets. So that's how I kind of knew that. So just classic Trials. Love it. The ending is really cool. I love the effect that he throws in there in the end, or whoever. I shouldn't always say he. I'm sure there are females that like to create maps. Some technical jumps and some just overall, like I said, old school Trials fun. Really struggled with that the first time, but I got it this time. Second try. And I'm a big sucker for just looking up way off in the distance and seeing what's been added. Because that's the kind of stuff that people don't notice. A lot of work goes into that too. I love this right here. Here's the ending. Like right on down through some rapids, waterfall, whatever you want to call it. Boom, I love how he cushions the blow there. And we're going to go ahead and flip this on up. And I guess there's a little bit more. Kind of called that a little early. Thought about a backflip. Did not pull the trigger. Obviously a little rusty still, but we may or may not do these every week. Probably every other week would make more sense, especially with Christmas here. But hopefully you guys are still tuning in, checking things out. We really appreciate it. Thank you for checking things out. PixelHangover.com. Subscribe, like videos all the time. Got a lot of personalities on the channel, so we appreciate it. Have a great day.